free with payday.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Katie Churchill here for another edition of Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die. And in today's session, I want to help you guys go into daily situations. So the ones that we've been doing for the past kind of 10 sessions have been really good, you know, things that when you're feeling them, you pull it up and you say it, or, you know, you pick one thing that's rings very true for you and you continually say it and say it and say it and say it and say it. Because you know it's something that you want to reprogram for yourself. But there's also things that happen just throughout your day, just throughout the, you know, the basis of life and its unpredictability and a little bit of its randomness and a little bit of just the environment interacting with you, where you want to have a quick response ready and able so that you can conquer whatever you know, negative response comes out of you and start to retrain yourself and start to repent. The Bible calls it repent, and all that means is you turn directions and go the other way. Which can also be, you know, switching your habit, whatever you'd like to call it. So I want to start with anytime something happens in your life where you feel like I'm being taken for granted, right? That's one that I'm sure we all feel at one point or another. I'm being taken for granted. I'm being taken for a ride. This person's not appreciating me. This person's whatever. And this is what we are going to replace that with when that feeling pops up for whatever reason in your life. And here we go. Here is the opposite of that. I choose being loved. I feel loved. I am loved. Go ahead. I choose being loved. I feel loved. I am loved. Good. I choose being appreciated and valued for my contributions. Go ahead. I choose being appreciated and valued for my contributions. Good. I feel appreciated and valued for my contributions. Good. Go ahead. I feel appreciated and valued for my contributions. And lastly on this one, I am appreciated and valued for who I am. I am appreciated and valued for who I am. Good. And one thing that I want to point out is often it's like we always want to think that everything is outside of us, that everything is something that somebody else is doing. And I was just reminded in a course I took recently that victims don't excel and that there is no out there and in here. And the more that I become aware of this, it actually kind of wigs me out a little bit to see no matter what I'm feeling, somebody else mirrors me. It's weird. Like, there's even times that's happened to me where I've been thinking something, just kind of like, you know, la la, my mind's going, I'm thinking something, and somebody in conversation will say to me what I've been thinking, because we're all kind of, you know, in this 0 point field together, and I'm like, I don't think they know. They probably don't know that what's going on here, but I'm at a place these days where I can start to notice it. I start to see, I start to really become aware of everything I'm attracting magnetically, about however I am being, I am getting that back. And it's not something, and just so you guys know, I know there's a lot of books and the secret on this. This is not something that you just get in a week. It's not, this is like a life mastery skill. This is something that is constantly being improved upon. So people that say to you, oh, you can just, you know, think about it and manifest it, they've done a lot of legwork before that ever was a reality for them, you know, because I would say things like, well, I've seen monks that can sit there, you know, in a single cloth in winter and be warm. Okay, well, obviously we know that they've spent years and years and years and years of training body, mind, and spirit to get themselves to a place where they can do that. You know, the average person probably isn't going to go out in winter and meditate their way out. I mean, maybe they can. Maybe they can sit there and boom, meditate their way warm. You know, or whatever, but definitely it's like anything, using our imaginations, using our intention, using our will, learning to guide and direct our thoughts and our feelings is something that you need to treat like you're training for a life marathon. You're training for to go to the Olympics of thought, right? Like the Olympics of thought. So treat it like that, because I know sometimes I get frustrated, like I'm watching all these videos, I'm doing these exercises, and I can get so frustrated. But what I know is that every little piece counts. And often it's, you know, they have that saying that you don't go out and build the brick wall of China. What do? You go out every single day and you lay a brick. And the next day you lay another brick and another brick. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you have a wall. You have the Great Wall of China. So just keep that in mind. That's been a great lesson for me, is just to know that it all matters. Every little small thing matters. Every little Kaizen, every little time when I even just me noticing that I'm noticing is an accomplishment. So so that is that. How are we doing here? Okay, let's do one more for today. But yeah, so just wanted to just kind of close that book of what I was saying, is that everything is always you. Always. It's never anybody else. And it can be a little heavy sometimes to swallow that, and to realize that anytime I'm asking someone else to love me or approve of me, it is me. Like it's me. It is me. It's my issue. Like when I'm not feeling safe, or when I'm, you know, whatever, it's like I always have to go back in and know that I am looking for something that only my God within me can fulfill. And while other people are so necessary in our journey because they're here with us and there are other spirits in human suits running around, it's definitely that we are our own, you know, God and Goddess creator, or co-creator rather. And we choose to bring other people into our experience, to play our game with us, to go on the adventure with us. And it's an interesting dynamic to watch. You know, Tony Robbins says, whoever is most certain is always the one that like wins. So when you go into a business meeting and one person's got one thing they want, the other person's got the other one, he said whoever's got the most certainty or the most confidence is the one that always walks out winning. And so it's kind of an interesting ideal to play with, because you literally do affect people around you with whatever you're thinking, feeling, being, and it definitely takes practice to learn how to, you know, they say shield yourself or guard yourself, protect yourself from other people's energies. Like when you're in a public place, you know, and there's a lot of people, and you start to become aware, and you're trying not to soak up people's stuff. And it definitely, all of this kind of, you know, intangible energetic work definitely takes a lot of time and a lot of years to master, and to figure out, okay, are these my feelings that I'm creating and projecting? Is it them? And just trying to decipher and really learn what you're creating, what you're co-creating, and not only that, not only what you're creating and co-creating, but how you're choosing to respond. Because sometimes there are things that happen, right, that you weren't sitting around meditating about, oh, I would love this to happen. You know, you're not necessarily sitting around, but it happens, right? And so then it is up to you to choose how you want to respond. Not, oh, why did I create this? But, okay, how do I want to respond? What's my perception going to be to that? What can I think right now that's going to keep me empowered and keep me moving forward and being in my bliss today? So, you know what, I think I'm going to cut it there, and I'll come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be I'm good for nothing, that feeling that comes up during the day, or any variation of it. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this session of Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die, dealing with I'm being taken for granted, and what that opposite positive response, empowering response is. Okay, you guys, much aloha.